All right, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Okay, before anything else, timestamps are put down below for the questions that people have asked. I may not be able to write the whole question. I'll put a part of it. You want to support the channel, please do watch the ads on the video. Subscribe if you feel you get something of value. You like, give me a thumbs up. Don't like, give me a thumbs down. Put your comments. I always read them. Okay, so these are the questions that people who follow my channel have asked me. I just thought as a kind of like thank you for supporting my channel, I thought I'd do this once a month because some of you want to ask me questions but can't get in touch with me, and most of the time, I'm busy. Okay. And yes, many of you cannot afford my service, which I understand. So I thought this is my way of giving back to you. So I've only selected the ones which I thought were okay or worth speaking about, but the ones which are long drawn, forget it, I've not. So without wasting time, let's quickly get on with the questions. The first one is from Hizakil Umon Bin. He asks, how many hours do you sleep? I sleep, I sleep when I feel sleepy, and I never put an alarm clock. I wake up when I naturally have to get up. So I allow my body to decide how much of sleep I need. So whenever, the thumb rule is when I feel sleepy, I sleep. And when I have to wake up, I wake up. That's about it. And if I feel sleepy during the day, I take a nap, and that's how it works. However, I sleep mainly for health-related purpose and not for being lazy. Okay, because if you sleep, you're not going to earn any money. Okay, next one. Peter Maggie asks, why did you burn that expensive chair? The chair that I had was purchased from Dubai, and I had this chair with me for roughly, I think, 6 years. I would say 6 years, more than that. So the thing was, it is really heavy, very, very heavy. Okay, very heavy, very bulky. Now, the thing is, I put an ad. I asked people, would you like to take it? Would you like to, I'll donate it to charity. But nobody came forward. In fact, people had asked me, why don't you send that chair? So it's like, as it is, I want to get rid of the chair. On top of that, people are asking me, spend money to transport this chair. And I didn't want it. And then my wife said, nobody would want this chair. And so I kept it below my house because it was simply taking up space. And before I knew it, there were ants, and it looked pretty manky. And I was like, my wife said, just get rid of it, because I think termites were started to infest it. There were ants. So I didn't want to get into the hassle that I gave something that was dangerous for anyone. So I thought, best thing, just burn it. And I just took a video because it was symbolic that this really expensive chair was with me for so many years. I just took a video. I never thought I would upload it on YouTube. But then after taking the video was lying there for quite some time. I was like, okay, why not just upload it? Let someone see it. Some people like to see it. Okay. So it's not that I didn't ask anyone, do you want this chair? I did, but apparently nobody wanted it because it is really heavy. I think it's around 30 to 40 kilos. No, not 30 to 40 kilos. It must be 20 to 30. It is really heavy, very bulky. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Next one. This one, the guy said, please keep me anonymous. He said, Loy, I want to ask you this question. How to identify before marriage if the girl truly loves you or not? Well, it's a very simple thing. If a girl loves you, she'll want to marry you because she doesn't want to lose you. So that's an indication if the girl really loves you or not. Okay. However, that doesn't mean if she says, I want to marry you, her intentions are good. Many girls want to get married because they feel they have less self-worth, and it doesn't mean if someone marries you, it's a dream come true. It can end up being a disaster. So get that sorted out in your head. But the thumb rule is if a girl really loves you, she will say, I want to marry you now. I don't want to lose you. Okay. So that's the acid test. And like in case of my wife, she said yes immediately. I just proposed to her and she said yes. We just met 3 seconds online. I told her I wouldn't pay her a single penny because dowry in Thailand, the boy gives a girl out of respect. I said, I'm not paying you a single penny. I said, you're going to work. I said, your life is not going to be easy. I gave all the negatives and she said yes. So she was ready to commit a whole life to me. Okay. Then the next part of the question is, and wants to be with you for who you are. I give you the answer. So she was okay with me and not your wealth. See, here, what I'd just like to tell you is you need to stop this Hindi movie fucking bullshit or this media concept of love. They say she should love me for me and not for money. I mean, how the fuck are you going to feed her? How the fuck are you going to take care of her? When she delivers a baby, from where the fuck are you going to get the money to take care of her? Is it going to be that you're going to work in the Gulf? She's going to be in India, or she's going to be in some other country and the baby's going to be with someone else. You need fucking money, man. If you don't have fucking money, don't even think of getting married. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with some of you? Oh, will she love me no matter what? See, you need to have money. You need to have fucking money. Just as you would not want a girl who is having AIDS, who is 100 kilos, who's fat and ugly. You want a good fuck. You want a good charactered girl. You want a girl who will take your shit. And you want to be fucking poor? So why should the girl take all the crap, man? Come on. Okay, next one. Sean Fernandez. He says, hi, Loy. I wanted to ask you, what do you think of TikTok as well as online dating apps? Well, it's a facility. It's a tool that is available. So why not use it if it's available? And then he says, what is its impact on youth and teenagers? Everything has good and bad implications. However, for the youth, an online dating app for youth is bad. It exposes them to a lot of temptations, which is not required. And TikTok is nothing but an app that is catering to attention grabbing generation. I saw TikTok. It's utter rubbish. They do ridiculous stuff. I don't know, some of it is maybe comedy, but I just look at people wanting to get attention, overacting and doing stuff that is stupid. So I decided not to be on TikTok, and neither am I interested to watch anything that is on TikTok. In TikTok, it is primarily all about, grabbing attention. Okay, so that's not my cup of tea. So AK, he says, hi Loy, what are some of the tips to approach women? Tips to approach women, just approach them. See, the problem is, especially in the Indian culture, because they don't interact with women, when they see a girl, they're like, oh, a girl, wow, a girl. And, they identify as more on sexual terms. But if you look at a girl in the eyes that this is another human being, this is a person, just as you talk to your friends who are guys, or a girl talks to girls, if you look at them as a normal person and nothing sexual, you can approach anyone. Like, how do you approach your aunt? How do you approach your sister? How do you approach your mother? So the problem is you're identifying them as sexually. You're identifying them for, companionship, for something more than that's why you feel it's hyper. The only way you can approach them or get rid of your insecurities or nervousness is talk to them as a friend, talk to them as a sister, talk to them as someone who's related to you, and eventually it'll become second nature to you. So just as when you do not know any skill like typing or driving or karate, you are pretty bad at it, and over a period of time you get better. Same way, speaking to women is a skill, or speaking to the members of the opposite sex, and this takes time. And how do you talk to them based on experience? Well, the more the practice, the better you get. Then the next question he asks is it normal to think that marriage and having children is not necessary? Well, people have a phase in life. When I was in my 20s, I found it very unnecessary to think about marriage. Children was not at all on my radar. But once I became 40, I said, now it's the time, because it's either now or never. Because if I have a baby now, when I'm 40, by the time I'm 60, the child will be 20. So that'll give me enough time to work, because obviously after 60, become older. So I just want to make sure that they're old enough to take care of themselves, and I'm doing whatever it takes to support them. But after that, they need to take care of themselves. So you need to plan it out. Okay. Next one. This was on YouTube. Some of the questions. One is Rafiqun Nabi. He says, Loy, did you ever find your real father? Is he dead or alive? I have no idea. My real father's name is Daniel Leslie Machedo. And personally speaking, I'm not interested whether I find him or don't find him. I mean, even if I do find him now, what am I going to do? Give him a hug? Tell him I miss you? I don't fucking feel anything for him. So I don't see any reason to find my father if he's dead or alive. I wouldn't feel anything for him. Personally, I don't have any feelings for him. So next one is Vamshi Krishna. He or she, I don't know, it's a he? Okay. Why don't you give free service to the poor? Well, I do give a little bit of service on how much I can handle, but I don't overdo it. And I do it only when I'm free or when I feel like it. The problem is everyone takes advantage of their so-called sob stories. And see, here's the thing, what you need to understand. The service I'm providing requires you to have a cell phone, requires you to have internet connection, requires you to be intelligent enough that you can communicate with me in English, requires you to migrate to another country, requires you to be focused on earning big money. So these kind of individuals are not normally poor. They're not poor. If someone wants to earn 5 times more the income, he's not poor. He's just greedy or focused on achieving big things. And for a person who can afford a smartphone, an airline ticket, who can travel, they're not fucking poor, my friend. Okay? And here's the thing. Here's a bigger question. How many people are you helping that you are asking me? Do you help a person every single day? And if you really are so interested in helping the poor, why don't you pay half their fees? I'll work half the way. You pay half, I pay half, and maybe that guy can pay a little bit more. The problem is if you start giving everyone for free, they take advantage of you and there's no respect for things. Try this. Start giving your stuff for free. See how many people appreciate it. And the day you need it or you need something, see how many people come back to you. So when it's your ass on the line, you wouldn't want to help someone. Why should I put my ass on the line for you? Okay, so anyway, next one is, and just FYI, I did offer a service where I said I'll give you a discounted price, okay, based on your profile. So if you are, let's say you are aiming for $1,000 lower salary, fine, I can do something about it. I'll give you a concession. But if you're targeting, I even got a director who was expecting a salary of, I think, 18 to 20,000 US dollars. And he told me he cannot afford my service. I'm not joking. He said he cannot afford he'll pay me $50. So $18,000 to $20,000, a person who wants that salary says he's poor. So I hope you understand what I'm getting at, how people take advantage of the so-called free service. Next one. Srikanti says, would you still remember the main lessons and skills which you learned by reading 1,000 books? And how much of it do you apply in your day-to-day life? I only apply what I need. The purpose of reading a book is not just to develop the skills, but rather to gain a broader perspective, to have a learned mind. Okay? Let's say, for example, vocabulary. If I read a word that I cannot understand, I try to find its day-to-day use. But that doesn't mean I use that word every single day. I use it only when it's required. Let's say the art of writing. Okay, that's something I do every day. The sales and negotiation skills. I use only what is required or how much is required. There are so many books that I've read. Majority of them I remember. I might have to refresh my memory by just skimming through the pages, but I'm not going to use everything. Let's say, for example, the paleo diet, the Atkins diet, the tips on running, swimming. I'm not using all of them. So they will just remain in it's like having access to Wikipedia. You read so many things, you don't apply all of them. So my answer to this is you only apply what you need for that moment. And if you're not using it, eventually you'll forget it. So next one is Ziddi TV. He says, due to the tensions and unstable future in the Middle East, many are skeptical about going and more are interested in the EU. That's a whole lot of garbage, my friend. It's not the Middle East that is, unstable. The EU is absolutely a mess. It's a fucking mess. You need to expand your horizons to know what the fuck you're reading. The EU is a bad fucking mess. There are so many people who are not getting jobs in the EU. So do your homework first. So my question is, which European Union country is easy to go and work for? None. Because as it is, their own citizens are without a job. The first priority is to give citizens a job and not immigrants. And I suspect you're an immigrant. Please elaborate the answer. EU, Schengen, visa, I'm a Sri Lankan. They're not going to give you a job unless you are the industry best. And even if you are the industry best, the government will always give priority and focus to citizens. They'll say, why you couldn't find this guy with this skill? Unless, of course, you're so unique that a company could not get a person of your skill. Otherwise, trust me, you're not going to get a job. And EU is far more worse than the Middle East. Okay, just FYI. Samir Shah says, how much do you earn per month in USD? Before I used to answer this question, but lately I was advised by my legal team not to do that because it can attract a lot of dangerous people, especially that I have a daughter now. Someone can kidnap my daughter. Someone can, rob my house. They can try to hack into my system. I mean, I'm inviting trouble by revealing how much I'm earning per month. So that's not a risk I want to do. But I can tell you that I earn, how would I put it to you? I am saving, not earning, I'm saving what I would save 6 months in UAE, 6 months is what I save per month here in Thailand. Okay, that is my savings. The earning capacity more or less is the same. It's a savings that matters. Okay. Then the next one is Hafia Mo, who says, what are your thoughts on plastic surgery? It's, I think, a person's individual choice to have a surgery. Some people make their nose. Here in Thailand, it's very common to have surgery on the nose. They like a proper nose. Some people have their chin, cheeks. Many of them want to look beautiful. If it is to make you feel better, go ahead and do it. It's your body. It's your life. I have done tattoos on my face and my body. If you're doing it for a matter of a career or a matter of, let's say, improving the quality of your life, I can understand, like your teeth is not proper and in your line of work, you need to look proper. Fine. However, if you're doing it just for your insecurities, I know of a girl who doesn't need to do plastic surgery, but she has gone under the knife, I think the 9th time, and it really shows. She's just looking like a plastic doll and not beautiful. She's looking fucking ugly. That is pretty detrimental. And for those people who do it without sorting out the problems that they have inside, I'll tell you, that's a fucking disaster. Next one. This one I got as a message. Loy, who is the guy who called you today? What did he say exactly? Okay. Just to give you rewind, what happened was today in the morning, a guy from India called me. I normally don't pick up the phone, but I don't know. I just picked up. I said, yes. He said, Loy? I said, yes. The minute I said Loy, he started, Teri maa ki means your mother's. They always have the profanity of speaking on people's genitalia. So he said, your mother's vagina, your daughter, I'll fuck your daughter, I'll fuck your wife. He just went on. I don't know, I guess made him feel happy. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a child. So you can say anything you want. You can say, I'll fuck your daughter, I'll rape your daughter. See, the person is hiding behind the anonymity of a phone call. Okay, doesn't have the courage to actually show his face or to speak because he knows he'll be recorded. So hiding, you can say a lot of things, and whether you call me good things or whether you call me bad things, it doesn't matter because I know who I am, and these are all childish stuff. It's really childish, and I don't think it's very classy to insult someone's wife, especially a baby. I mean, just look at it. It's a small little baby. So I was just laughing. Me and my baby were laughing, and I put him on mute. Normally, when I get people who call to abuse me, I put the phone on mute so I can't hear what they're saying. They can hear what I'm saying. I can't hear what they're saying. And I'm just laughing. Sometimes I put the music. So it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, I don't give a fuck to this. Come on. I'm 42, man. Come on. You need to grow up. Next one is Ishan Chintawar. Okay, he says, hi, Loy. My question is, what are the ways to become smarter? It's very simple. You want to be smarter. Leave your parents' house, leave your friends, leave the comfort of wherever you are, go to a totally new place, try to survive by yourself. Trust me, you either sink or you swim. And if you have to survive, you will learn automatically how to be smarter. That's how I became smarter. 2011, if you Google search Loy Machedo suicide on YouTube. Next one is Anmol Chandra, who says, how is the teaching job in Dubai or UAE? Do Indians get opportunity to teach in UAE government schools? Yes, they do get opportunity to teach in UAE government schools, but you'll have to endure abuse. You'll have to endure the worst form of treatment. The teachers will treat you like shit. The government will treat you like shit. And the students, they literally call you bad words on your face. Okay, you can't even raise your voice on a child, because if you do, the parents will come and you'll be jailed. Okay, I have received videos of teachers who are teaching these children. The children say, fuck you. Like, motherfucker. And the teacher has to keep quiet. You can't do anything. Because if you do, the parent will come in and fuck your happiness and you'll be jailed. So if that is the kind of life you want, please go ahead to Dubai. UAE has vacancies for teachers and they don't survive long, because who wants to take shit, man? So next one is Ankit Kinge. Okay. Why Loy Machedo left Quora? Quora banned me because they wanted answers to be very diplomatic. They wanted to be happy. And you have these moderators who are very reactive. Like, if, for example, I have 30 friends of mine and I don't like a guy on Quora, all I got to do is download his answers and report his answers to the Quora moderators. And that answer will be collapsed. That's number one. The second thing, what happens is they go through each and every word to find out which word is offensive or which word they don't like. And you keep getting warnings repeatedly, like you have violated a rule and all that. So imagine I spend 12 to 14 hours a day writing answers, 100 answers. And there are these guys whose only job is to, keeps on a stand, whose only job is to insult me. His only job is to insult me. And I mean, why the fuck? It takes them half an hour to flag, not in half an hour, it takes 10 minutes to flag 100 answers. It takes me 18 hours to write those answers. And out of them, my answers keep getting collapsed. So why am I on fucking Quora when they're not paying me any fucking money? And I didn't find any benefit on being on Quora. I just got students from India, children, kids, and all freeloaders. It was just, to be honest with you, I'm really glad Quora banned me, because I was wasting my time. My revenues and my clientele have increased a lot more ever since I was on YouTube. And another thing is, Quora has a really fake, really manipulated system of calculating views. You can just scroll through an answer and the person will get a view. That is why if you see anybody who's on Quora, when they move on to YouTube or any other platform, they hardly have any followers. But on Quora, they're larger than life. They are only big in Quora, nowhere else. You will get to see lots of people. I challenge you. Anybody who's big on Quora, ask them to move to any other platform. They won't even get 100 subscribers. If they have even 100,000 on Quora, you'll get only 20 on YouTube. Try. Don't have to believe me. Is there any plans to come on Quora and provide valuable content again in 2020? Never. Absolutely no way. Never fucking going back to it. It's a waste of my time, man. Seriously. Shrikant says, I think Shrikant has asked quite a number of questions, but anyway, let me answer them. Shrikant, as you're reaching 43 soon, that's my birthday, till now, you've read a lot of books, experienced a lot of things, listened advice from mentors. In the recent, what is your thought-provoking thing which you never have heard before in terms of personal development? Most of the things in personal development are rehashed stuff, okay, or either opinions or rehashed stuff. So is there something that I've never heard in personal development? I would say the only thing which I never heard of was actually when I went for coactive coaching. This is a very expensive form of coaching. It's $5,000 for 3 sessions. Okay, 5,000 dirhams for 3 sessions, $1,500. The thing I went for parentology, where they teach you how to be a better parent. Over there, I realized it's okay to be an asshole. Okay, it's okay to be you. It's okay to be an asshole. And in the coactive coaching series, I had the deep dive into the dark. It was process coaching. It's called process coaching, where they expose the dark side that is there inside you, the darkness. And I found out that people identified me very easily as being an asshole. And I asked myself, if everyone can spot that, I mean, why am I trying to hide it? I might as well be that and be the best at it. So that was the one thing I never heard to date in personal development. That is, it's okay to be an asshole. Okay, and I think I've done it pretty successfully. Okay, Shrikant asks again, why do things, tasks, when we are in a good mood? What if our mood is not good? What if there's a critical task in hand and our mood is off? Okay, your mood swings can be affected by your sleep patterns, by the food that you eat, or by the people that you interact with. Okay, so I would say make it a point. Like, for example, if I'm in a bad mood, I go to sleep, I take a nap for 15 to 20 minutes. It resets my mood. Another thing, what I tend to do is I go for a run. The third one is I check what I'm eating. If I tend to eat unhealthy stuff, it really fucks my head up. Especially coffee. Oh my goodness, coffee increases my heart rate and makes me very fucking angry. Especially energy drinks. So be careful if you're having that. And if you are a bodybuilder and taking steroids, trust me, it does impact your testosterone levels, and that impacts your age. Okay. Anzar Kuni, he is a regular contributor to my YouTube channel. So Anzar, pleasure to answer your question. He says, Sir Loy, how can I make convince to HR or employer for a job? Okay, his question is, how can he convince the HR or the employer for a job to work in their company? Selling yourself is a skill. It takes time. It takes practice. One way how I can suggest is join Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a non-profit organization. Second one is get yourself a mentor in public speaking. Third one is make videos, like how I make like this. Watch your videos and see how you can improve in selling yourself. And surround yourself with people who are far more mature than you, who can guide you on how you can sell yourself. Okay? Then he says, by talking to them online. By talking to them online, you cannot sell yourself. Okay? Online, people don't have time. It's only face-to-face you can do it. And how I can make them sponsor me for a visa to work abroad for their company. Okay, I think you're talking about the Middle East and abroad. You cannot. The fact is, you cannot convince anyone who's abroad, because the problem is India's population is almost 1 billion. So you have so many people, at least 100,000 people coming to UAE or the Middle East every month. So they have excess number of people. So you cannot say anything to position yourself that you are the wow factor. Keep this in mind. If your job anybody can do in India, then anybody can do abroad. So they don't need you. The only way you can do it is get contacts and connections of people that you know. And instead of focusing going abroad, try within the local community. That's the first thing. And if you do want to go abroad, I would say be prepared to take up any job. Sweeper, cleaner, whatever, and work your way from there. And in terms of speaking skills, it's only when you speak, it's only when you interact, you improve. So like I said, join Toastmasters, get yourself a mentor, record yourself, and review and improve. Then he says, I keep asking my friends and people this question, nobody's helping me. Nobody gives a fuck. That's the fact of life. Tomorrow, if you win $1 million, trust me, everyone will kiss your ass. $1 million, not rupees. Yusuf Khan asks, what is the best business to start in UAE? There's no best business anywhere in the world. Any business that you do has already been done. People are doing it. There's no such thing as best business unless you are an early adopter and you ride the wave like cryptocurrencies or, let's say, technology companies or the internet boom. That's the only best business. Otherwise, or like the property market when it was booming. Otherwise, there's no such thing as best business. Then comes Ronnie. Have you explored the effects of Brexit, Britain exiting EU? I would just say that the reason why the UK is exiting the Brexit or the EU is because they want to focus on their own benefit. It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal because all the countries They thought they could unite and make it much more powerful, but by uniting, they've complicated the process. There is much more bureaucracy, and I think the worst part is these migrants who came down, like these Arab Muslims, refugees who came down to Germany. They've just destroyed Germany. They've destroyed the economy. And I don't know what it is with Muslims, Arab Muslims, where when they go to a foreign country, they want the foreign country to adopt and change to their culture, to their way of living. You just fuck up things here for yourself. And then you cry, oh, racism and all that. If so, what are your thoughts on the matter? I think it's a good move by UK to leave the EU. But however, there will be casualties, there will be changes, there will be challenges. And end of the day, remember, it's all about survival of the fittest. Shrikant then asks, what is the thing in the recent time which made you think deeply for hours? Well, I'm actually thinking about it right now, which game to actually buy for PC. The thing before this was which PC to buy, what parts to buy. Should I buy 144 hertz? Should I buy a 1080p? Should I buy a fast PC? Should I buy a $2,000 PC, $3,000 PC, $1,500 PC? So those were, that was in my mind for at least 2 months. Now it is which game should I buy? Because I can easily buy, I think, 100 games. What's the point of buying a game and not completing? So I've decided I'll buy one strategy game, one FPS game, one, whatever, 2-3 games, racing game. But I'm just researching and I'm zeroing down. I think it's StarCraft, Age of Empires, Diablo, so I have 2-3 games. I just want to purchase one. Civilization, so just one strategy game, one FPS game. So if you know anything, help me out there. So that's what I'm thinking deeply for us. Apart from that, the only other thing which I always think is how can I make big money? Big money faster by adding value. So that's always on my mind. Shrikant. Shrikant has asked another few more questions. Anyway, Shrikant says, what are the skills you find difficult to do or take more time? Making more fucking money, making more money more easily, and to conquer Google's algorithm, which is impossible. So that's pretty hard. Next one is Shrikant says, what are the must-watch documentaries you recommend? Just Google search must-watch documentaries, you'll get a list. I do not know what is your taste. So just see the ones that are bestsellers. I would say that will answer your question. Shrikant, what are your biggest insecurities? Being paralyzed, not being able to do what I'm passionate about, losing everything. I think being paralyzed or losing my fingers, my hands, my eyesight, that is one of my biggest insecurities. I want to give my family a good life. I want to have a good life. So that is my insecurities. And here in, I think, Thailand, you have so many accidents that take place every day. So it's scary. Now, moving finally to Instagram, I have 3 more questions and that's done. On Instagram, I had the Trashinator. Nice name. Like the Terminator, the vibrator. Trashinator. Okay. What were your worldviews as a young adult and have they changed now? If so, how? I think I've already answered this. Loy Machedo in his 40s versus Loy Machedo in his 20s. Just search on YouTube. But if you just want what is my in a few lines, I would say that when I was in my 20s, I thought I was invincible. I wanted to be rich, filthy rich. I wanted to have the most beautiful babes. I wanted to have property. I wanted to be a CEO, be an actor, be world famous. Today, it's all changed. I just want to be happy. Before, it was more like be a bodybuilder with big muscles like Arnold. Now I just want to be thin. Before, it was powerlifter. I wanted to do powerlifting. Now I want to do yoga. Before, it was I wanted to have maximum number of girls. Today, I want to keep girls away. Before, I wanted to be popular with friends. I don't want to be popular now. Before, I wanted to be filthy rich. Today, I want to be rich enough where I can be happy. So, yeah, your priorities change. Before, it was importance with friends, girls, attention. Now, it's privacy. Anyway, just Google search Loy Machedo at 40 versus Loy Machedo at 20. You'll get my answer. Then, SM Rutshika 88. I think she's a regular contributor, so it's great to have you comment. Says, sir, you once said you had a heartbreak. Yes, if you Google search, you'll find that on YouTube about my heartbreak. The girl who I loved, whose face I tattooed here. And maybe that also contributed to your career as you're successful now. I wouldn't give her the benefit that because of her I'm successful. Rather, I would say that the choices I made with my life is what made me successful. Okay. Then she says, but suppose you would not have had, would you have been the same person you are today? No. If I didn't go through the pain of failure, of the breakup and the heartache, I think I would have been a different person. I most probably would have been a little bit more immature, a little bit more of an asshole, more arrogant. And yes, it would have been a fucking disaster getting married to her because I think my life would have been destroyed. She is not at all marriage material. At least my personality and her personality for marriage were two different people. For sex and fun, at that time, it was okay. I did speak to her a few years ago. I found she was really immature. She was not at all my type. And I was so glad that we didn't get married. I did lose my cool with her. If she gets in touch with me today, I'm not going to hate on her, but we'll just be friends. Like, hi, how are you? Bye. Just be in touch. I don't wish her anything bad, but she's not my type. Totally not my type. I'm so blessed and lucky to have this girl who I'm married to right now. And she also finally asked, where do you think you would settle? I don't know where would I settle. I think I would just be happy in Dubai or maybe want to move to Canada. So that's as far as it goes. Last, if not the least, Asad Shah 47. He says, hi, Loy. Just want to know if this is suitable for you to give an answer. Well, I'm answering it. In the earlier video, you said, I have no friends, no activity, nothing. Yes, I choose not to have friends. I have activities, like, I play games. It's only work for money. Yes, I have to work because I have a family to feed. I stay in Thailand. There's no place I can go. It's only online. Is money everything that you want in life? Yes, because money pays my bills. Money gives me a good life. Money gives my family a good life. It gives my wife. It occupies the majority of my life. I mean, why are you studying? To get a good job. Why do you want a good job? To get money. And with money, you can buy so many things. So our lives are revolving around money. You must be asking this because you're a young, immature kid. I would say once you start working, get out of your mom, dad's house, start living your own, you'll come to know the importance of money. And yes, when you do have your own baby and you have a wife who depends on you and you have your parents depending on you, you'll come to know how important money is. And trust me, friends don't give a fuck. Okay? And then he says, is money everything that you want in life? To know more about your family? Well, my family is my wife and my baby. Why no friends and get together? For what? Friends to do what? Drink, gossip, talk shit, and get together for what? Waste time? I don't fucking need it, man. I really don't. I value my privacy. I love my privacy. I love my lone life. Me and my wife, we're very happy as a family. Say love and respect you, bro. Okay. So I hope these answered your questions. These are all the questions that were sent to me. Like I said, this is the January edition of Ask Me Anything. I hope this did answer your questions. Please do like, support the channel, watch the ads, put your comments down below. And this is me signing off for now. Take care.